Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. The outpour of love and support has been amazing. I really do appreciate everyone that has subscribed to my channel, sent me private messages, and shared my YouTube channel. It really does mean a lot, and I really do truly appreciate it. Part 4 of Surviving the NICU will describe a day in the life after being discharged from the hospital and having to leave your baby behind. So stick around and definitely make sure to like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Thank you.
You have a guy, baby.
A girl baby.
Yeah.
For who?
For you.
Who's gonna have a baby?
You.
I'm your greatest despair, and I hope you'll be mine. What if we
I stayed in the hospital another day before I was discharged. I had to leave my baby in the hospital. And I remember boo-hoo crying. And where the women's center is, the door you go out of at the hospital, it's the door everybody goes out in women's health. And I remember leaving my room, and I went to see Major and let him know that mommy would be back. I had to go home. And as I was leaving the hospital, there were women being discharged. With their babies. And I cannot explain how that feels. Like, you have to go through it to understand that I just had a baby too. But I was leaving empty-handed. And that it's not their fault. Obviously, this was something that I was dealing with within me. And I remember I was just watched. I was so happy. So happy. I got in the car and I boo-hoo cried the whole way home. The whole way home. And I was so swollen and hurt. And I remember I came home and I cleaned my entire house. And I shouldn't have been doing anything, but I had to stay busy. There are no words to explain coming home without your baby. Like, I came in this house and I saw baby stuff and I was just losing. I cried washing dishes. I cried using the bathroom. I cried in the shower. I cried myself to sleep. I was dealing with so many emotions. For some reason, I felt like, for some dumb reason, I felt like that I had to appear strong to people. Because I didn't want anybody to think that I was weak or that I was struggling. I was dealing with stuff that I wouldn't even tell Gerald about because I knew that he would be worried about me. And I didn't want that. Let me tell you, ladies, that is BS. I was raised to be strong and independent. And you hold your head high and you get through stuff and you pray about it and you get through it. And that's what was instilled in my head. And it's not okay. It's not okay. It's okay to struggle. And it's okay to deal with stuff. And I had every right to be crying and being upset. I cleaned my house. I was in here washing the walls. And I just had a C-section. My ankles were so swollen, my feet were so swollen. But I did what I needed to do to get through that day. Because of COVID, like, there were so many rules, like only the parents could come. You only could come once, and if you left, you couldn't come back to the next day. So I knew that because I was discharged and left, that I couldn't go back the next day. Until the next day. So I took a sleeping pill and a pain pill, and I went to sleep. And as soon as daylight came, I went back to the hospital, and I would sit and I would hold my baby for hours upon hours upon hours. And Gerald jokes and says, that's why he's spoiled now. And I don't care, because my baby needed me, and he didn't have me at home like he needed me. We were in the NICU for 38 days, 12 hours, and 2 minutes. And not every day was bad, but there were bad days. It is hard to leave your baby with strangers. And there were good nurses, and there were decent nurses, there were amazing nurses, and there were nurses that shouldn't even have a nursing license. But I'm not going to focus on that. I do want to point out the good nurses, and I won't say their names to protect their privacy, but they were all women of color, which is rare because I didn't see them for weeks. And I kept feeling uncomfortable because I'm like, nobody looks like me or my baby here. And it made me uncomfortable because why not? Why aren't there people that look like us here? And I remember the day that I called, because I would call every morning as soon as I woke up to see how he did. The nurse answered the phone, and I knew as soon as she answered the phone that she looked like me, and I just felt so safe, and I knew my baby was safe. And I got there, and she knew who I was as soon as I walked in. I remember her saying, "Are you Major's mom?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "I'm his nurse," and we just clicked from there. And like I said, I won't say her name, but we are Facebook friends. And I hope that she sees this and that she knows that during the hardest time of my 34 years of life, that she helped me so much. Like, she wasn't his nurse every day. I wanted her to be, but she wasn't. But I knew when she was there that he was okay, and that she would make sure that he was okay. And there were 2 other nurses that were way above the charts. They always made sure that he was okay. They would check on him when I wasn't there. The lady, I called her the milk lady, she would come and get my breast milk, and she would always check on him. And then the other lady, I don't know what her job title was, but she would make sure he always had clean linens and diapers, and everything was always fully stocked and labeled. So that is a very emotional story of Major's arrival. On the next video, I will go into detail about our NICU stay, which is a whole nother story. But I wanted to do this because I think people have the idea that once your baby is out of the NICU, that everything just goes back to normal, and that's never the case. There are moms that I've connected with who have babies that are 3, 4, 5 years old, and they still struggle when it's when it comes time for their birthday. I still have flashbacks of things that have happened. There are noises that I hear, or smells that I'll smell that remind me of the NICU, and I'll have a breakdown. I can't even take my baby to the doctor without crying. I just took him to the doctor on Tuesday for his 6-month wellness appointment. And of course I cried the whole way there because I just feel like something's gonna be wrong and they will say I have to go back to the hospital. There are sounds, like baby noises from all his monitors and stuff that I'll hear, like an alarm or something, and I'll just lose it. So yeah, lots more to come. Thank you for watching and hanging in with me through my emotions. But yeah, look out for the next video. Like, share, subscribe, share it on Facebook. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.